Any show that wears this stupidity on their sleeve will always resonate with me. I mean, why do you think I like shows like Baki, The Daily Life of the Immortal King, and Konosuba? Because I wear my stupidity on my sleeve, gangster. That's why. Don't let the title of this video fool you. I love watching Mashle this season. When I first heard about Mashle releasing, I heard it was going to be a mixture of Harry Potter and One Punch Man. I was definitely thinking like, that's interesting. It's a pretty odd combination. I wonder if it's going to work out or not. And they definitely were not lying. It was indeed exactly that. Mashle has the One Punch Man style of comedy, but turned up to like, damn, this is really stupid as hell, but I love every bit of it type shit. It has the world structure that's super reminiscent of Harry Potter. Mashle was a super enjoyable watch. There's not a lot of time while I'm watching this shit and I'm not laughing. So this anime definitely did what it was set out to do. But let's do a quick recap and review of it. You know how we do things around here? We start off with the story. Story of Mashle was pretty straightforward at a first glance, but at the end of the finale, it seems like they're setting up a lot of stuff. So it's pretty straightforward for the most part for the first season, but I don't think story is his driving force for this show. So I don't really care if it was good or bad. I like the character so much, but I still think the story was actually really good. Our story follows this funny ass nigga named Mash who lives in this world full of magic, right? I mean, everyone has some kind of magic. You see it at every stop and every corner of the street. Everyone's using magic. Unfortunately, Mash was born without magic, and those who were born without magic are kind of looked at as like an outcast of the world on some real like Asta type beat. Long story short, Mash gets himself in this situation where he has to go to Hogwarts, aka Eastern Magic Academy, and earn this title of Divine Visionary, which is basically the best student out of the 3 houses in the school. Mash has passed the enrollment test and he's working towards becoming a new Divine Visionary while meeting new friends along the way, blah, blah, blah. That's the story, pretty much. The story is pretty solid so far. And yeah, it's straightforward and predictable so far, but that's the thing. You know it's about to happen, but when Mash is the main character, you literally don't have a damn clue about his method of doing it, and I love that. Mash just be really doing some funny and ridiculous shit, and it seems like they get more and more creative with every episode. Mash did some wild shit, gang. He waved his legs around so much on that broom that the nigga started flying. He full out German suplexed the bitch. There was this dude, dad, his son went to the school, he was a vice principal, and he was trying to hold it over his head. The nigga Mash was like, oh yeah? Knee that nigga in the face and just started burying that nigga. I was like, yo, you straight? After slamming his son's face into a concrete floor, my dad. This show was way more hilarious than I anticipated, I'm not gonna lie. The final fight between Mash and Abel was actually pretty good. It was actually really beautiful visually. Mash might be the first nigga in anime history to power drive a nigga into a flashback. I ain't never seen no shit like that a day in my life, bro. That shit is crazy. The finale was hilarious. Mash fight against one of the prisoners was pretty fire. Seeing Abel actually come to Mash's side was actually pretty cool. Now, folks put out that mirror for his track card and said, you can't use any magic. This is going to amplify to reflect it back to you. Mash was like, okay, and hit that nigga with an Anderson Silver kick. For that shit was funny as hell. It seems like Mash has something hidden though he don't even know about. And I love how they set that up. I really love, I want to know more about Mash now. One thing I love about Mash is how unserious this nigga is in these tense ass moments. It's really a breath of fresh air for a lot of these shows that take themselves very seriously. Mashle does this really well. I'm really interested in how nasty the 6 prisoners are. One of them niggas that was fighting the Divine Visionary just straight up was like, yeah, I'm a cannibal. I was like, oh. Well, okay. This isn't a very story-driven show, but it damn sure ain't bad. I can tell you that much. And I actually think the story is pretty great in this show. I honestly like the concept and its execution of the story. Let's move on to the characters and the character interactions. Honestly, I think the characters and the character dialogue is where this show really shines, in my opinion. They did a great job at making a diverse cast of fun characters and making every interaction between them really funny. Let's run through a few of the characters. Bro, Mash is such a funny nigga, gang. He really just be beating the shit out of niggas with the most blank expression ever. Mash is like a great made character in my opinion. He's genuinely slow and he knows it, but he's really smart in battle at the same time. His motives hasn't changed at all either. He just want to chill, eat cream puffs with his homies. He definitely has a clear grasp on his morals too. Mash really would be damned if he watched people get bullied or treated bad. It doesn't matter who it is or what the odds looking like, my nigga Mash is pulling up to help. Obviously he's hilarious, right? Just put this nigga in front of a door and the comedy literally makes it so. Him telling Shorty that he believed in gender equality and then German suplexing her ass might be the funniest moment of the year, I'm not gonna lie. He really just be doing shit in this show and it just be funny every single time. When he was fighting a Divine Visionary, he was using that sword as a bat to hit the other swords. Shit was so stupid, gang. Mash is really good for real and I enjoyed every moment with him on the screen. Finn is cool too. He really just he really magic Midoriya for real, but his ass is scary. I feel like Finn is actually gonna end up being decently strong after he conquers his fear of existing or whatever the hell he's scared of. He's a really good friend of Mashle. He kind of acts like the voice of reason in the group. He's a cool character. I really like him. Lance is really cool too. He reminds me a little bit of personality wise. He's super serious, damn near 24/7, so any conversation between him and Mashle really be funny as hell. Lance be thinking that Mashle can't take anything seriously and he'd always be playing, but that's not the case. Mashle is just slow. Like, he dead ass don't be understanding him. Dot is another funny ass dude. He really be tweaking hard as hell. I aspire to hate like that nigga, dog. Cause the way he be hating on niggas that get hoes is wild. Fools really spat on Mashle because Lemon was talking to him, G. Like, that's crazy. He's a really hot-headed and irrational dude, but he's morally sound. He's also another big part of the comedy of this show, so I genuinely enjoy his moments too. The whole fight with Love was funny as hell, just because that initial exchange in the beginning of the fight. Lemon is cool too. I like her character. She's really sweet and thoughtful, and she genuinely likes this nigga Mashle and like pays attention to him. She gave him a little cream puff trinket. I thought that was really cool. But she be tweaking too, dog. It was just one scene when she thought she was about to get a train ran on her. I was like, yo, excuse me, gang? She had me perplexed, nigga. They did a great job with these characters. These characters are my favorite thing about the show, and this dialogue is like great. So all the voice actors did a great job on this. Let's move on to the looks, presentation, and music. I know I said that the comedy and the dialogue is my favorite part of the show, but don't get it twisted, gang. The fights look really good in this show. They definitely did their show with the fight scenes in Mashle. I'm very impressed. I actually like the presentation in this show too. The music and the sound effects and the presentation all work together to make this show even funnier. They be playing these little stupid dumbass sound effects like in these funny ass moments or these serious ass moments that just make me laugh and break up the tension. They do a really good job at this. They really implement like their presentation into the comedy really well. Even with things like the outro, I damn near watched the beginning part of the outro every single time because they had them hitting that shit in the outro. Like, you know what I'm talking about if you watch the show. The music in the show is actually pretty different. It's actually pretty good. I like it. So there's this rap track that plays over and over again during the action sequences that's really good. I actually like it a lot. But there's like the filler music. You know, like every anime got its filler music. This filler music funny as hell. That little funny ass beat, funky to the motherfucker. And it keeps my attention. Like, it definitely keeps my attention pretty well. So I think the music does its job very well. This show definitely looks and sounds good. And that's a pleasant surprise for a show that's like driven by comedy. Overall, Mashle is as straightforward as it gets, and I'm so happy. It opens up a lot of fun and creative avenues for the creators to do more fun and stupid shit. I love when it's obvious that creators really have fun with their source material, and with the amount of charm and like how hilarious Mashle is, obviously they had a great time creating this, obviously. I think this is another anime that anyone can easily pick up and enjoy. I'm really happy that they confirmed season 2 at the end of the finale, because this show has a lot to offer. It's funny, it's got good action, and it's got some extremely likable characters. It sounds like a win to me, gang. You should go watch it. If you haven't checked it out, gang, it's a really good show. I think you will like it. But that's all for me, man. As always, man, have a great day. Love y'all, man. Peace. And montage time.
Everyone listening, this the beginning, man. This was a
何回も言っているが、わしがいない間に町へ行ったりするんじゃないぞ。
一ついいかい？うん。この学校で神格者になるにはどうしたらいいんだ？本当に良かったよ。え？君みたいないい人と友達になれて嫉妬が始まりそう。
絶対そうだね。
だろうな。
If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. I've done this for 40 shows now, so if you want any other videos like this, you can click right here at the top. There's a full playlist right there for you. Have a great day, man. Love y'all.